Hi, this is Carrie Ann with our Dress Hot Teen Talk. We are here with 3 of our teens today at the South Hills Village Mall at the Dress Hot store. And it is snowing outside, so I'm grateful that my 3 teens showed up today because it is a challenge, winter wonderland out there. Yeah. So we're going to introduce you to our teens that we have here today. We have Cassidy to my left. What school are you from, Cassidy, just so everybody knows?
I go to Fraser High School.
Okay, well, that's great. She goes to Fraser High School. Thank you for elaborating. Okay, we have our Emma, and Emma. She's a senior.
I am a senior. I go to Baldwin High School. Should I keep going?
You can say whatever you want to say.
I'm actually kind of excited for the snow. I'm part of a ski club, and I'll be going skiing next week. Let's hope we don't have any accidents because apparently people are prone to break their noses on these trips or come close. Yes, I did, and I only fell once. The goal now is not to fall at all.
She's our avid skier. And then we have, last but not least, Bethany.
Hi, my name's Bethany.
Who has blue hair this time.
Yeah, I have blue hair this time. I had a brief period where I had almost no hair, and then I had purple hair that no one saw. And I feel like I look like a fairy today.
Well, there you go.
Thank you.
Bethany, our fairy. Well, we're going to talk today about sibling rivalry. How exciting. So we're going to start with Bethany since she has the microphone. So Bethany, do you have any siblings?
I have a brother.
And how's that relationship?
It's interesting. It depends on the day with how it's going. Because sometimes we have a great relationship and sometimes we're fighting all the time.
So who's older?
My brother is.
Your brother. So growing up, was there like one favored over the other? Did you guys, what's the age difference?
My brother's 22. I'm 17. I turn 18 in a month. It's almost Aries season. It's Pisces season right now.
That's why you're a fairy today. Yeah. Aries fairy. There you go. It all kind of works together. So, what was your relationship like growing up with your brother?
So neither of us was really favored over the other. But I grew up in a family of all boys. So I learned how to fight. And my brother and I would have sword fights in the backyard. So I became an aggressive child. So arguments became very frequent between the two of us.
Was it physical altercations?
Well, not really. More actually, no.
Actually, this one time.
No, they weren't actual fights. It was my mom had these garden sticks. And we would have fake ninja fights with them, And then as we got older, they became arguments you ate my burrito. No, I didn't. The dog did. The dog went into the fridge and ate the burrito. No, we didn't. You did. You're right. I did. Right. It's stuff like that.
Yeah. This is why Bethany is going to be our actress.
Yeah, and the Oscar goes to Bethany today. So good job.
Just stuff like that. So,
is there one story that you can tell that was really bad with?
Oh, okay. So my brother was about 17 and he was driving me. I was probably 14, 13, 12, something around there. And he was driving and I decided to kick him because I thought
that was safe.
Obviously. I don't remember what the argument was about, but so that's just what I decided to do. I, for the life of me, do not remember what the argument was. I think it was over him eating something of mine.
So he was driving you somewhere, or you were driving?
No, he was driving.
He was driving.
Yeah, I was young.
You were young.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was being mean though. I do remember that.
He's being mean.
Yeah.
So did your mom discipline him more than you?
He called me a mean name. I do remember that too.
Oh, so now
Things are coming back.
Things are coming back a little
Things are
bit.
coming back to me.
See it clearly.
Oh, so how did your mom, like, did you like go cry to your mom, or did you like tell your mom he's being mean to me, or did she see it?
He called my mom. I got grounded.
You got grounded?
Yeah.
Well, I'd probably ground you too if you kicked me while I was driving.
Yeah.
That's not good.
That's not good.
So, moral of the story, even if you're mad, don't kick while you're in,
Yeah.
in
That
a
was my
driving
bad.
car.
Yeah, that was my bad.
How long were you
That was
how-
on me. That was me.
That
That was on me.
So how long did you get grounded for?
Probably like 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Well, I mean, it was like
must have been some horse
Whoa.
yeah, I mean, I got like a
She
good
wound
kick.
up with that leg.
Whoa.
It was like no TV. It wasn't like a big like, it wasn't like no Friends and no, you know, it was like just no Disney Channel for 2 weeks, you know.
Oh, I get it.
Don't do it again.
Yeah.
So what's your relationship like now?
Well, he brought me tea yesterday because I was sad.
Oh, what
So
were you
it's-
sad about?
My mom and I were like arguing, so he brought me some tea.
Well, I
So-
think is it from you were saying that you haven't really been out of the house for the
Yeah.
longest time, and I think that can get to you too.
Mhm.
You know, because I just know how I feel. Like I am like so ready to like do something.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
like you can feel that burning inside.
Yeah, especially with like the weather and it just being so like dark and snowy and cold all the time. It's really affecting like my mood.
And I think it's hard. I mean, you know, how do you try to stay positive with that? You know, and that's the other thing, like with a lot of teens, because you guys have really been, you know, hit hard with like not being able to go to school or actually being able to be with your friends and stuff. And, you know, I know you spend a lot of time in your room,
Yeah.
you know, and that can get lonely, you know, and I know you're on TikTok a lot,
Yeah.
which helps you get out there, you know, but it's just like, what do you do to keep yourself mentally? Because I even know this week I was feeling a little bit of like, I just want to punch somebody. I mean, that's not cool, but I mean, because you just have all this, you know, anxiety going on inside of you, because it's just like, you know things will never be back to the way they were, but you just want to be able to start living your life again. You know, being able to do the high school things. I mean, you guys are seniors. You know, you missed out on your homecomings. You missed out on Christmas dances. You missed out. Hopefully, you're not going to miss out on your proms. I mean, this is supposed to be the best time of your life, and you're stuck in your room.
Yeah.
You know, and it's hard because you're going to look back on your memories at your where they have their first class reunion in 5 years. Hey, how was your senior year? I remember you. I didn't even get to see you the whole year, right? You know, so it just changes everything.
Yeah.
But how do you deal with that, though, Bethany? How to keep your mental stability?
Right now, I'm not, to be honest. I'm just kind of like counting down the days until the weather gets better. Right now, it's 28 days until spring. I woke up and I was like, okay, one day closer to spring. So I crossed off a day in my head, and I was like, okay, one day closer. Okay, 28 days. I can do it. 28. And just like scrolled through like my Snapchat memories, and I was like, 28 days until this is the weather again. I can wait 28 days. And I looked at the Weather Channel app, and I was like, okay, 4 more days until there's this big snowstorm again. Okay. I can handle another snowstorm. 28 days. You know, just kind of going through the numbers.
But I think it's okay for people to feel the way they're feeling,
Yeah.
because it is very overwhelming, especially not even like the wintertime in itself. It causes a lot of depression because it gets darker faster. Now it's starting to get lighter, but then you kind of get stuck. I mean, I think this has been the most snow that we have received in the last
Yeah.
few years.
2003 was the last time we've had this much.
So now
So
we have our
this is our
statistics.
This is the first time in our lifetime.
So Bethany is
Yeah.
our winter weather girl now.
Yeah,
So,
I love the Weather Channel app.
so there you go.
Also, vitamin D supplements help a lot because that's where you like the sunlight helps with vitamin D. My mom gave me her card and she was like, "Go get yourself some vitamin D today, Bethany." I was like, "Okay." Sunlight lamps also help. I got myself one of those last year. I haven't plugged it in yet. My therapist recommended that I do. I forgot about it until yesterday. They're supposed to help. I forgot about them, but so.
No, but I think it's important that, you know, teens or anybody out there, you know, even adults, I mean, because even myself, I mean, there's days it's very difficult to get out of bed and get up and be like, oh, what do I have to look forward to today? You know, because I used to have so much excitement, you know, designing dresses or this and that for this customer and that customer. And it's just like you're at a standstill right now because you're not sure if this event's going to happen, that event's going to happen. I mean, I'm excited about my fashion show, but then a part of me is like, is it going to be canceled because are we going to be able to have it?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I can see mentally how that can mess with people. And especially this year with having the virus and the closures and the shutdowns, I mean, it just double doozy for everybody.
Yeah. And like I was writing music for a while and I had like 15 songs written and I haven't recorded anything. I haven't written anything else. Like I just have been like at a standstill with everything. I haven't even like played anything over. Like it's just all been like sitting there.
Well, I think the one thing I have done was I've gotten back to like the basics with my meditation, with my, you know, getting up in the morning and spending like at least a half hour with myself and, you know, having positive affirmations on, just because that motivates me. And I've noticed that that has helped me a bit because I was in a funk, you know, and, you know, certainly having to do something to try to get yourself built back up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, Miss Emma, what about you? Do you have any siblings?
I have two much, much older sisters.
So you're the baby.
I am the baby of I basically have like three mothers. No, it's not fun.
It's like a Lifetime movie, The Three Mothers.
Yes, that is my life. That is the life I lead. I don't know if I would describe them as fairy godmothers, though.
So tell us, how was it like growing up with two sisters?
Well, I'm in a weird situation. So my first sister is 16 years older than I am, and I'm 18 now. And my second sister is 14 years older than me. So, fun fact, the second sister, the middle one, my mom told them that she was pregnant with me, and she goes, "Okay, cool, can I leave now?" Yeah, like go somewhere else. She did not care. She did not like me as a baby. Wow. But now we're super close compared to me and my oldest sister. But growing up was kind of weird. I almost grew up as an only child because my sisters were that much older than me. Because eventually, when I was old enough to like really, really talk with anyone, they were at college, you know. So I didn't really know my sisters all that well form relationships with them until I was older.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there wasn't any arguments growing up?
Oh, there was argument. Well, it wasn't usually directly with me, because I was too little. But I always hear this one story. My parents would yell because I was the miracle child. I was really sick as a baby. They didn't think I was gonna make it, and here my long gangly self is. So anything that would happen to me, really, which is probably why my sister didn't like me all that much, it was always her too. Maybe she really didn't like me, but one time she let the door hit me, the screen doors, almost like the glass outside doors.
Everyone has a story about one of those doors.
But it was my fault. I was up her butt because I just wanted to be with my sister because I'm I don't know, an annoying child. And I called her Dee Dee. Her name's Carrie, but I couldn't say that. And I was like, Dee Dee, Dee Dee. And I was right up her butt, and she opens the door and closes it to go out to the car. And I get smacked in the forehead. And my dad was not mad at me, but mad at my sister. So, things like that.
But you're closer with your middle sister.
Yes, my middle sister still lives in Pennsylvania, and I see her frequently, all the time, and we do stuff together. We go see movies together. We hang out. She comes over to the house. She doesn't necessarily live with us, but she comes over and hangs out when she can, when she's not working. My oldest sister, though, lives in Texas, and it's kind of terrible to say, but I feel like I've never like known her at all. She still sees me as like the 6-year-old she left when she went to go work or go into college and things like that. So there's not much of a relationship there as there is with my middle sister.
So you might have saw more sibling rivalry between your older sister and your middle sister versus you.
Yes, probably more so, but there's always been this kind of like, I don't know how to say this, but like my oldest sister was always considered the very, very smart one, and the rest of us are always trying to like live up to that, to be like, my middle sister had a really hard time with that, I think. Yeah. Yeah, it's the oldest one. They're always like the Yeah, it's really annoying. Like, she's this chemical engineer who makes loads and loads of money. She's marrying this doctor guy. Well, he's not a doctor, but, you know. And here me and my other sister are like, well, I'm only 18. I ain't getting married anytime soon. And I'm finishing out high school trying to be like the student that she was. My middle sister is trying to work her butt off to be like her, you know. And that's, we always feel like we're comparing ourselves to her, like, achievement wise. Like,
Do you think it's because she was the first one born?
maybe, I feel like, or maybe because she's a little bit crazy.
Okay.
like I've never heard stories more crazy than of this girl studying for tests. Like, she dedicated her life to doing this.
Maybe like the first child is always like the best because they don't have any like expectations.
They set the bar.
Yeah.
Okay,
there we
go. There's my theory.
Well, I'm screwed.
Right?
Like, I might be better, but they didn't have any expectations, you know?
Yeah.
That could be. Well, your sister is actually in Texas. I mean, all that weather. My parents and my brother are in Texas. So how are things going down there for them?
Well, I found out she just took a shower at her gym the other day for the first time in 4 days because she has her pipes broke. Yeah. Her pool broke, her water's broken, her electric's off. It comes on and off every once in a while. They've been living in front of their fireplace for like days. But I mean, they're all right.
Yeah, that's my parents are down there because my brother lives in Dallas, and I mean, they knew how to. They're like pioneers from Pennsylvania, so they're
Yeah,
able to
that's what my
maintain.
sister
But
is like.
there's no food or anything. My
Yeah.
dad, there's no gasoline in the town, nothing, and
Because it's like, here we're like used to it, but like there they've like never seen snow.
Yeah.
right, they don't
That's-
go.
That's my sister's fiance was saying, like, this is the first time in his entire lifetime, maybe his entire family's lifetime, that he's ever seen snow on Galveston Beach, and that's like wild to think about.
No, that weather down there is definitely crazy. And, you know, I know my mom was telling me that they was living in front of my brother's. They went to his house. They had a fireplace, and one of the logs rolled out. And my nephew, who's 11, he's like, I almost got barbecued, Aunt Carrie. I was like, so, I mean, they like burnt the rug, and the dogs were running around, and the alarms were going off, and it was just like, wow, like crazy. I'm like, Pennsylvania doesn't look too bad right now, does it?
I know. Well, maybe we're just used to having our sweaters on and snow boots, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of scary to think about because I heard a story on like the news about this little girl and her mother went in to like stay in their car in the garage, and they fell asleep and they died of carbon monoxide poisoning, all because they were just so tired and so cold.
Right, and there's a lot of houses, I was watching the news as far as like Houston, that they were burning and there was nothing they could do because the water was frozen, and these houses just burned to the ground.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, our, you know, thoughts and prayers are with everybody in Texas that have been, I mean, I have a lot of connections in Texas with my business, but it's, thoughts and prayers go out to everybody down there. And hopefully that, they did say the warm weather is coming, 70 degrees, so hopefully that will open everything up.
70 degrees or negative whatever. Isn't California having a water thing too? I read something, I don't know. I could be wrong.
This is like My favorite thing is like they're still all like, oh, climate change doesn't exist, and they're like, oh, we just went from negative like 5
To
degrees
72.
to like 72 in like the span of like a week, and we're like, it's fine though.
It's all right. We're all right.
Nope, it's different. It's different, all right.
Yeah, it
I
is
like having
different.
Pennsylvania seasons though. Like I like having the different seasons.
I can't.
What I like half my backyard being the beach and the other half being the Arctic. Yes.
I like the first snowfall.
Okay,
I like it for a solid 2 days, and then I'm done with it.
I only like having a white Christmas. After Christmas, it can just go.
This was the first year we had a white
I
Christmas
know.
in a long time.
And I was really excited. The white Christmas is still continuing, and I'm really not here for it. I like driving to
I
school.
don't even remember Christmas.
Me either. I feel like Christmas should be every day if it keeps snowing.
Yeah,
Christmas feels like it was like 6 months ago.
It really
You're
does.
right.
yeah, the Easter Bunny's coming now. I think this is the week that Lent started.
Yeah.
Isn't it like the last week of February already? Or is that
No,
not
that's like a week or two.
that? Okay, I'm
Clearly,
I'm
we
fast
have
forward.
our sun lamps haven't been out, and we're confused on what kind of day it is.
So, anything advice as far as like sibling rivalry or anything that you could, if anybody's dealing with like a older sibling or that you have like overcome?
Okay. Don't compare yourselves to your siblings and who they are, because they're completely different people than you. You might share the same parents and stuff like that, and no matter what your parents say, like I always hated the insult in movies like, why can't you be like your older sibling, or why can't you be like them? Like, because I'm not them, idiot. I'm never gonna be them. I'm me. So pretend like you know me because I'm your other kid. Also, though, cherish your moments with your siblings, especially if they are maybe older than you or you're older than them, because you don't know the day when like one of you's gonna leave, and like have to be like an adult.
Okay, so we're gonna go to Cassidy. So Cassidy, do you have any siblings?
Yes, I have 2 step siblings. I have a younger brother and an older sister.
Okay, how's that relationship?
It's pretty good. So my parents are divorced, obviously, and my stepsister is on my mom's side, and my stepbrother is on my dad's side. Okay, yeah, that's confusing. I was closer with my sister because she's a girl, and like I looked up to her a lot. But then my brother is closer to me in age, so I don't know. We didn't have anything in common, though, because he's a guy. My brother's 13, and my sister's, 25, 26. So, she's a lot older. But I liked hanging out with her because whenever I was, the age she was still living in our house, she was, 17, my age now. So I liked hanging out with her and her friends. But they didn't like me hanging out with them, I feel like, because I was just, little, 6-year-old me, just wanting to hang out with, really old girls. They're, double my age.
That's how I was, because I had such older siblings.
Mhm.
I didn't like hanging out with people my own age. I wanted to hang out with people older than me.
Older.
My brother had a band, and it was so cool. So I wanted to be in their band.
So your brother had a band and they were cool. So how are you? Are you close with your older sister now, or?
Yeah, we're still really close. I was a bridesmaid in her wedding last year, 2 years ago. Yeah, 2019. Yeah, I was a bridesmaid in her wedding. Me and her are still really close. We talk all the time.
And then what about your brother?
Yeah. Okay, so since my parents are divorced, I go to my dad's every other weekend, and I see my brother then. We don't really talk that much because he's a boy, so you really can't talk about anything unless you're gonna talk about Fortnite or Call of Duty or something. There's nothing that me and him have in common. Literally nothing, because he's interested in track, and I'm interested in cheerleading. So nothing we have is in common.
So you said how younger is he than you?
Oh gosh, I'm stupid. He's 13, so I'm 17. How much
4 years.
4 years, yeah. Thank you.
Sorry to put you on the spot there for math, but
If you saw the part of me counting on my fingers, no, you didn't.
I almost said
I was
5 years.
I was thinking 5 years too. I was but I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna wait for someone smart to say it.
get the kids back in school. I'm just
Yes.
kidding. Just kidding. So is there a time that you did you guys ever have like a major argument that?
I feel like me and my brother definitely argue more than me and my sister. I don't think me and my sister have actually ever argued. We've just done stupid things together. And she's gotten away with it because I'm the younger child. Like, one time we cut my American Girl doll's hair on my stepdad's towel. And he thought he was losing his hair whenever he got out of the shower. Because there was just, we hung it back up. Like, we just did stupid things like that.
That actually was pretty funny.
He's probably gonna kill me for even telling this story, but like.
But like he
it
thought he
so-
was losing his hair. Did he have the same color hair as the American
Yeah,
Girl
'cause
doll?
I don't know if you know, but like you remember like the girl, like American Girl doll McKenna. She was like the gymnast. So he has like he has like dirty blonde hair, kinda. So it was pretty similar. So he like was like washing his hair and like put it like like dried it, and like was like, my hair, like it's falling out, and he like called my mom like, I'm losing my hair, like I'm freaking out, and me and my sister like. We cut my American Girl doll's hair on that towel and hung it back up after.
Yeah, that is actually classic. I really enjoyed that story. That was-
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So funny.
So,
The story went from like the stories were like, oh, I kicked my brother, and you were like, oh, I got hit by a door.
hers, she made her stepdad feel like he's losing his hair. That was like she took the winner. So that was pretty
We
good.
like that's just like stupid things we did. Like we just didn't have common sense, kind of like situations.
Yeah.
But we never argued because we were just the age difference. It was so much, so there was really nothing we could like argue about.
Now, do you feel like, with Bethany and Emma, do you have to like, you try to be like your older sister?
Oh yeah, because she's really pretty, like really pretty, and she's really nice. Her like husband has money, so like you gotta work up for that. Well, not work up for that, but like you want to marry someone that has money. You don't need someone that makes money. You should make money on yourself. Don't depend on a man. But like,
Women empowerment.
yes. But like, definitely having a man that has money is nice because he can buy you some nice gifts.
Good job. There you go. Wow. Everyone.
Getting those Tiffany diamonds one way or another.
I'm getting a nice engagement ring.
Woo. I'm not in on it. But how? So how's the how are you handling it? I mean, are you feeling like emotion with being cooped up and just kind of feeling a little bit depressed or trying to get yourself motivated?
Definitely, but like, I feel like I've had something to do. Like, that sounds awful because we were in quarantine, but I felt like I kept myself busy doing at least something. Like, if I would just like drive to go get Starbucks, like that was just like, yay, I'm going to get Starbucks. Like, that was like that's kind of sad to think about, that I was like excited to drive 10 minutes down the road to go get something to like drink. But like, that's like entertainment for me. And like, even though you weren't supposed to, like, I kind of like seen my friends a little bit, not a lot, but like a couple times.
The COVID police are going to come.
I know
get
they're
you.
gonna come at they're gonna come at me, but like,
School's gonna like kick you out. You're not supposed to be seeing anyone. We have
Oh
like
my.
mask patrol in the school now.
Oh
But,
my gosh. that's so annoying. I have a story on that one.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, you want me to tell you? Okay,
Sure.
so I had COVID like a while ago, not now.
I had COVID.
Yeah, it's like you have the plague. Yeah.
Someone, you cough in public and everybody just looks at you like,
Oh, it's
What
so
did you
bad.
just
I've been
do?
sneezing, and everyone looks at me. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I just have really bad allergies.
but
I get that like winter stuffy nose,
Mhm.
not because
Oh.
I'm sick, just because like
It's winter.
everybody gets that. Yeah, but I had COVID like towards like end of the year, like literally January 1st to I don't even know when. Like the quarantine amount. Well, I didn't get tested because I knew I had it. I had no smell or taste and had like a little headache. My stepdad tested positive for it. He had like a lot of symptoms. My mom had the same exact symptoms as me. We were around him. But like I wasn't in school yet because we were online and like it was Christmas break still. So really no point in getting tested. I come back to school on like Monday when we're allowed to actually be in school again, and I finish out that day. Next day I go in and they're like, what are you doing here? I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, you're not allowed to be here. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm so confused. And they're like giving me, like, school nurse is like giving me like 30 looks. They're like, you have to leave right now. We're calling your mom. Someone reported your stepdad's case to the school. So you need to quarantine for an extra 14 days. I've never heard of like a 22-day long quarantine before. I was like, what is this? So I had to go online for another 14 days. That was so awful. I hate learning online. Awful. But like, turns out that like the girl that like reported it was like one of my best friends. Yeah.
Not your best friend anymore.
No.
She just didn't want you to come back to school.
Yeah. But like, I get that like you're scared of getting COVID. Like, I mean, I feel like everybody has like a little fear in them of getting it. But like, if you're really that scared, there's like an option to go online. Like, go online if you're really that terrified. Like, I was done with quarantine. Like, quarantine the amount that I was like told to by the doctor. And they're like, no. Like, she's like, no, like, you're out of school. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, my mom was so mad.
Well, do you believe it's going to be coming up? We had to close here March 13th. It's going to be almost a year that we all have been, what was it like, started out with 2 weeks to flatten the curve, and we've been like stuck for a year as like prisoners in our own home. So can you imagine that no interaction, like some of these people that have been out there with, older people that you can't even go to see your grandparents and stuff like that. I know my uncle, he just had, he has cancer, and he got the shot. Well, here he ended up getting COVID and pneumonia, and he just got taken to the hospital last week. And it's just like, I don't know what the answer is, but I do think that, my personal opinion, I think we need to open back up so that people can, because I think it's doing more damage internally, because it does mess with your psyche. If you cannot feel like you can go out and get out there and like live your life, because that's what we're all intended to do. And you have to have that inner connection, like that connection with people. We're all supposed to be with people, right? I mean, you said you may be going where next week? So there you go. I mean, and that in itself, I bet you when you go there, you're going to be feeling like, woo, not because you're visiting your boyfriend, but, at least you're getting out and being able to get back to like regular life, and it's challenging. Yes.
I feel like, I don't know if you guys feel this, but I do. I go see my friends, I wouldn't say regularly, but there's a group of kids that I see it's like consistently the same people. Yeah, and I feel so much better when I'm out of my house sitting. We literally don't even have to be doing anything. We could all be sitting in a circle on our phones watching like Netflix and not speaking to each other, and I feel so much better than when I'm at home in my crappy room that's looks like a hot mess. I pity anyone who has to go in there. Like just being around someone. And when I have to go home and leave, if I can't like stay, wherever, it's just like, oh my God, I have to go home and do the same thing I've been doing for weeks. I'm going to have to wake up tomorrow, open my laptop, sit in classes I don't want to be in. And like, I used to be a kid who loved school, like going and doing stuff at school. And now I'm just like, this is such a chore to wake up and do this. Like, I could just sleep through this. But my school anxiety thing says, no, you're not going to sleep through your class. But,
No, it's hard because, we're all made of energy, right? Mm-hmm. We're all energy. So basically, you can feel when somebody's energy is not on the same wavelength as yours, and how, if they're not feeling good about themselves, or they're, bringing negative energy in there, it can be draining. And then trying to keep yourself positive on top of that, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of mind control on, talking to yourself, because that evilness comes in your head like, oh, well, just sleep through class. You don't need this, but then you're like, I want to be a part of this. I want to learn. I want to, feel normal again, and I think that's what everybody just wants, to feel normal again, and just, you know, I understand we do have to be cautious. I understand there is a virus out there, but I also feel that, you know, we're coming up on a year that it's time for, you know, new beginnings here. And there's a lot more research out there as far as this virus as to how to, you know, treat it. And, you know, but let's get some normalcy. I mean, I feel terrible. I mean, last year at this time, we sat here and talked about, when we guys did our Zoom calls, talked about the seniors. I mean, the actual group that actually had the worst has been you guys. The juniors that were last year, you have had no senior years whatsoever.
I'd like to say we got no special treatment. I don't have a yard sign or anything. Yep. Knew that was. Yep.
Agreed. No, like we didn't, like last year they had like, oh, like we got like the beginning of our senior year, and like, you know, they had like a completely normal beginning, and it was like March to the end of the year. That was where they didn't have their senior year. We didn't get end of junior year or any senior year.
I literally became an adult during this. And it's like identity crisis.
Yeah.
Did you guys have prom last year though?
No.
See, my school had prom still. Like as soon as like the green phase occurred, we had things. Yeah.
Do you
We
remember
went
when we
right to
didn't
prom.
have any
Really?
like
Yeah,
COVID
which is
cases
crazy
for
and
like a
everything like
month,
that.
and like all of like August and September was so nice here.
Yeah.
I miss
The only problem was that like nothing was open to do, even though we didn't have like.
Really, like Washington County was so nice. Almost like all like the pools were open.
No.
Really?
You had pools open?
Yeah.
Not in Allegheny
Yeah.
County.
What?
But I live in like Fayette County.
Yeah,
That's,
like Washington
crap.
County is like no one lives there.
Yeah, except for the cows.
Yeah, it's just cows and
Cows.
fields.
Cows, corn.
It was so nice. Summer was so nice because there were like 2 COVID cases a day. So like things could be open.
I'm a city girl.
Yeah.
We were closed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, hopefully, you know, we're turning around so that we come on the March 13th and that, you know, you guys end up getting your senior prom, at least get something from your senior high school. You know, I know you still have some years to go yet, but you're
Have fun.
you're a junior, right?
Yeah.
So, but and your school's having prom.
Yes.
Your school is planning on, hopefully.
As of right now, it is scheduled to happen. It's supposed to. It's a matter of can we have it where we want to have it, and how many kids are gonna get sick by then.
Okay, and then Ken and Mac, they have not designated anything yet.
You can just be my prom date.
We're gonna crush.
There you go.
All three go together.
Oh my god.
There you
That would
go.
be so much
We'll
fun.
get you a prom.
Yeah, I don't think.
But
so.
yeah, I think like with like sibling rivalry, I mean there's a lot of people out there that do have that. You always look up. I know for myself, I have an older brother, you know, and I always called him the golden child. And my mom and dad hate that, but I always felt like he had like a golden halo. He's a officer in the Navy. He's a pilot for Southwest, and here I am in retail, you know. And I always felt like I know there was this one time my mom had this on her car that it had Navy mom. I was like, where's my license plate on her car? So my dad went and got one that says JCPenney mom, because I was a manager at JCPenney's. I'm like, well, that's actually pathetic, but I was actually, because he wouldn't make it like even. But I always made sure, I always compared myself to my brother because he just always seemed to be, you know, and
Do no wrong.
yes. And, you know, I remember the one time, but I was always, I mean, when we were growing up, he would put like the cereal box in between us so that I could not, when we were getting ready for school in the morning, so I couldn't look at him. I'm like, where do you want me to look? I mean, you're sitting right across from me, but he would do that. And then we were in the hallways because he was 2 years older than me. We'd be walking in school and I wasn't allowed to look at him like when we were in school.
I forgot. My brother broke my foot one time.
Well, that's mean.
Yeah. Can I tell the story
Go
real
ahead.
fast? Okay, so when I was in 4th grade, my brother broke my foot because I wouldn't say please to get water. He was standing in front of the fridge, like leaning like against it, like he was some like cool tough guy. He was in 8th grade. And I was like, move, I want water. And he was like, you didn't say please. I was like, I want water. Move. He was like, you have to say please first. And I was like, and I shoved him out of the way. So he like tackled me to the ground and was like, you have to say please if you want water. And I was like, I don't care what you say. I'm getting my water. And he was like trying to like punch me so I would like say please. And I was like, no, I want the water. And so he like was like wrestling me and I was like trying to get out. So I was like kicking him. My arms were like useless because they're twigs, but I was like a ballet dancer, so I have like really strong legs.
This is why she got in trouble for the kicking.
Yeah, this is the problem here. So I used like my foot and I like kicked him, and he like stepped on my foot really hard and broke like my pinky toe and like the whole side part of my foot. And my mom took me to Med Express and they told me I just had a bruise, but I couldn't dance. So like a week later I went to like the hospital and they were like, you shattered your foot. You need.
But I feel like Med Express actually never knows if you break something.
They don't. They don't have like any technology to know if you broke it.
My arm was fine. That sucker was broke.
Yeah.
Carrie, I have a great idea. You should like make a prom. Like make a prom.
Mega prom.
Yeah, like for everyone, like that'd be so cool.
I can work on that.
Okay.
Because then we have like prom dresses here. That'd be like so fun though.
I tried doing that last year, but everything got shut down. But we're trying, if we can have our fashion show on the 18th, then we can have a big prom in May.
That'd be so much fun though. Like
We'll figure it out.
your boyfriend could come.
I'll hire someone.
You can wear your really pretty dress.
Well, actually on that, Emma, we're doing the Bachelorette and the Bachelor.
Wait,
So-
can I host? Can we host?
Can we please?
So Dress-A-Hot is going to be playing Cupid. So we are going to be doing that starting, we're going to post that today on our social media, that if you're 18 or older and you would like to be, actually it was 26, but then I'm like, Emma's 18. So let's go it down to 18. And so if you're 18 or older, then you would be able to apply to be,
turned 18. I just got the death.
you just got the
I was
cusp.
like, oh man, she can't do it. But I just
So, yep. So we are playing matchmaker, and we are going to be looking for all those single men, all those single ladies out there who want us to match them up with together so that everyone can find love, because that's what it's all about. We promote love, we promote happiness, we promote positivity. And so it's coming to Pittsburgh here in the South Hills. We are going to say, if you're looking for love, and you've been looking for it in all the wrong places, then Dress-A-Hot's the place for you to find it.
Emma, this is your chance.
this is your chance.
And this is our first Bachelorette.
This is Emma, everyone. What's your zodiac sign?
I'm an Aquarius.
She's an Aquarius. Oh my God, I love Aquarius.
She's really nice and really pretty.
Thank you.
So
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
Yes.
And we also have two bachelors behind the camera that are interested as well. Yeah. Woo woo. Our Bachelor and Bachelorette's lists are growing today as we speak. We started with 0 and now we have 3. So yay for us. And so we are going to be promoting that, and we are so excited about that because we know what, I think it's time for us to create positivity, and I think it's time for us to be able to start getting back to normal here, and let's try to make people find their love. You never know, you can find your match with whoever we have applying. And then they're already talking about that. So if you want to be a part of our Dress-A-Hot Plays Cupid, DM us or also email us at marketing@dresshot.com with your headshot, what you're interested in, and what do you look for in the opposite sex,
And the zodiac sign.
and your
zodiac
sign.
Bethany will be doing compatibility.
I will be.
So we are excited that I am glad that Emma brought us into that, because that's where we were going to end. And we are looking forward. Thank you so much for the three of you coming out and talking about sibling rivalry. Remember that your siblings are your friends. You can look up to them, but you be who you are to be, because that is the most important. And you know what? And if you have a sibling that you don't get along with, try to, form a friendship, because it's so important to be able to have family. And at the end of the day, that's all really who you have to rely on is your family. And promote love and show love. And sometimes if someone did something wrong to you, forgiveness is the biggest thing. Okay? And we are so excited that the Bachelorette and the Bachelor has come to the Dress Hot store here, and we cannot wait to how many contestants that we get so that we can match make everybody, so that love is just big and strong out here.
Can we make a Google form for it?
Google form we can make. Yes, we can make a Google form for them to fill out. So, but again, this is Carrie Ann with our Dress Hot Teen Talk. Thank you so much, Cassidy, Emma, and Bethany. And we look forward to seeing you guys in a month. Carrie Ann, love yourself. Peace out.